Shakespeare's As You Like It.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will but poor 1,000 crowns. And as thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. For my part, he stays me here at home unkept. His horse is a bread better, but I, his brother, gain nothing under him. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I can no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
What make you here, sir?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, that which God made a poor unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Know you where you are, sir?
Aye, very well, here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him I am before knows me. You are my elder brother, and in the gentle condition of blood you should so know me. I have as much as my father in me.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Rowland de Boys, and he is thrice a villain that such a father begot villains.
Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be out of court.
Let go of me, I say.
You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You've trained me like a peasant. Give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that I will go buy my fortune.
What will I do in that spent bag in the streets? You will have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
I will no further offend you.
Get you in with him, you old dog.
God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow on me. I'll physic your rankness and I'll give you no 1,000 crowns neither.
Good motto to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles, what's the new news at the new court?
The old Duke is banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and a many merry men with him, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England.
Ha! Charles, you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke.
Marry do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou wilt find I shall most kindly requite. I tell thee, Charles, he is the stubbornest young man of France, therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger. Well, I tell thee, Charles, there is not a man this day living so young and so villainous. I speak but brotherly of him.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. Oh. And so God keep your worship.
Farewell, Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. For, by my soul, I hate nothing more than him. All full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, especially mine own people, since I am altogether entirely misprized. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet were merrier, unless you could teach me to forget a banished father.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. You know my father hath no child, and truly when he dies thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce I will render thee again in affection. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, coz, and devise sport. Let me see, what think you to falling in love?
I prithee do to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport. No.
What shall be our sport then?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
You made the messenger.
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you. I would have told you of good
Oh,
wrestling.
yet tell us the manner of the wrestling.
Yonder shore they coming. Let us now stay and
be entreated his own peril on his forwardness.
Alas, he is too young, yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter, his cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling? You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There is such odds in the man. In pity of the challenges, you I would fain dissuade him.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
I come but in as others do, to try within the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, we pray you for your own sake to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, good sir, your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit unto the duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts. Were it I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything, but let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial.
The little strength that I have, I wouldn't go with you.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Come! Where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother Earl?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall. No! I warrant you, your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second that have so mightily persuaded him from a first.
Young man!
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honourable, but I did find him still mine enemy. But fare thee well, thou art a gallant youth. I would thou hadst told me of some other father.
If I were my father, cuz, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears unto entreaties.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. Good sir, you are well deserved. If you do keep your promises and love, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suit with fortune that would give more, but that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, cuz?
I fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Oh, he calls us back. Do you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and o'erthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. There you are.
My passion hangs these weights upon my tongue. I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, Orlando, thou doth throw no Charles, or something weaker, masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place, albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause and love. But such is now the Duke's condition that he misconsters all that you have done.
I thank you, and pray you tell me this, which of the two was daughter of the Duke that he was at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners, but yet indeed the taller was his daughter. The other was daughter to the banished Duke, and yet detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company. Sir, fare you well.
I rest much vanity, fare you well. Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant duke into a tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind!
Why, cousin, why, Rosaline, Cupid have mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog!
But is all this for your father?
No. Some of this is for my child's father. Oh, how full of trials is this working day! Wow!
They are but birds, cousin, thrown upon thee in holiday coloring. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These burrs are in my heart.
Hem them away.
I would if I could cry, ham and have him.
Come, wrestle with thy affections. Let us talk in good earnest. Is possible in such a sudden you should fall into so strong a liking with those Sir Rowland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate it, for my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not all
Let me love him, and you love him because I do. Look, here comes your father.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your saber's taste and get you from our court!
Me, uncle.
You cousin! Within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor.
Thou art thy father's daughter, there's enough.
If she be a traitor, why so am I. We still have slept together, land, played, ate together, still we went coupled and inseparable.
Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have put upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Say what thou canst. I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Ireland.
Alas, what danger shall it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, the like do you. So shall we pass along and never stir sailing.
Were it not better that I did shoot me all points like a man?
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse name than Jove's own page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Eleanor.
But cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to us in our travels?
He'll go along o'er the wide world with me. Let's away together our jewels and our wealth together. Now go we content to liberty and not banishment.
Who's that?
What? My young master! Oh, my gentle master! Oh, my sweet master! Are you memory of old Sir Rowland? Why, what makes you here? Why are you virtuous? Why do people love you? And wherefore are you gentle, strong, and valiant? Oh, what a world is this when what is comely envenoms him that bears it?
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth! Come not within these doors! Within this roof the enemy of all your graces lives! Your brother hath heard your praises, and this night he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. I overheard him and his practices. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter
Why,
it.
whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whether, so you come not
Why
here.
wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? I rather will subject myself to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
Do not so! I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved under your father when service should in my old limbs lie lame. Here is the gold. All this I give to you. Let me be your servant. And though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. A younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man, how only appears the constant service of the antique world when service went for duty and not for meed. We'll go along together.
Master, go on, and I will follow thee to the last gasp in truth and loyalty. Yet fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well and not my master's debtor.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I had rather bear with you than dare you. Yeah, I should bear no cross if I did dare you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the fourth Arden.
Aye, now am I in Arden. head. The more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place. My travelers must be content.
I be so good, Touchstone, for look you who comes here, a young man and an old, in solemn talk.
Good, Corin, that thou knewst how I do love her.
I can partly guess, for I have loved ere now, into 1,000 I have forgotten.
Thou hast been that love so heartily. If thou rememberst not the slightest folly, if thou hast not broke from companies, then probably as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, oh, baby.
Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
I pray you, one of you question yon man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint, almost to death.
Holla, you clown!
Who calls?
You're better, sir.
Else are they very wretched.
I prithee, sir, if that love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here is a maid, with travel much oppressed, who faints almost for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her, but I am shepherd to another man. My master is of churlish disposition. Besides his coat, his flocks and bounds of feet are now on sale. Go with me. And at our sheepcote, there's none that you shall feed on. But go with me, come with me, and I shall show you.
Well, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we shall mend thy wages. I like this place and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. Go with me, if you like upon the sight, the soil, the profit, this way of life. I shall your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly. Dear master, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Farewell, kind master. Here lie I down and measure out my grave.
How now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it, or bring it for food to thee. For my part, be comfortable, hold death a while at the arm's end. I will here be with thee presently, and if I bring thee not something to eat, I will give thee leave to die. Yet thou liest in the bleak air. Come, I will bear thee to some shelter, and thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner.
Now, my comrades and brothers in exile, hath not on custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Sweet are the uses of adversity, and this a life exempt from public confines, tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. Why, how now, monsieur, what a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? What you look merrily?
A fool! A fool! I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool, a miserable world, as I live by food. I met a fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he, call me not fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then he took a dial from his coat, says very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. And thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour before since it was 9. In 1 hour more 'twill be 11. And so from hour to hour we write and write, and thus from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a tale. And when I did hear this motley fool thus moral on the time, my lungs begin to grow like Chanticleer, that fools should be so deep contemplative. Oh, noble fool, worthy fool, motley is the only way.
Forbear any no more!
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not till necessity be served.
My lord, of what kind was this cock come on?
Another spoken man by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemest so empty.
Touch my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress attained from me the show of smooth civility. But forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of this fruit, and I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be met with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. I pray you pardon me. I thought that all had been savage here. and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear and know what is to pity and be pitied, let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in the which hope I blush and hide my sword.
True it is that we have seen better days, and therefore sit you down in gentleness.
But forbear your food a little while. There is an old poor man who after me hath many a weary step lived in pure love till he be first sufficed. I will not touch a bite.
Go find him out, and we will nothing waste till you
I
return.
thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. First, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and his shining morning face creeping like snails unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace with the woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. And then the soldier, jealous in honor, sudden and quick and quarrel even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly with full capon line, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6th stage shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose, pouch on side, his youthful hose well preserved, a world too wide for his slunk shank, and his big manly voice, turning again towards childish tribute, pipes and whistles in the south. Last scene of all, in this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Son's teeth, son's eyes, son's taste, son's everything. Welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him feed.
I thank you most for him.
So, as you need. I scarce could speak to thank you for myself.
Well, fall to. I will not trouble you as yet to question you of your fortunes. If that you, the good Sir Rowland's son, be truly welcome hither, I whom the Duke did love your father, the residue of your fortune, go to my cave and tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome, as thy master's is, and let me all your fortunes understand.
Hang there, my first and witness of my love. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, that every eye which in this forest looks. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
And how like you the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a very good life. But in respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more, but then I know the more one sickens, the worse the easy is. That the property of rain is to wet and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep. And that a great cause of the night is lack of the sun.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Oh, wast ever in court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Then thou art down.
Full not be in a court, no reason.
If thou wast never at court, thou never sawest good manners. If thou never sawest good manners, then thine own manners must be wicked, and wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation! Thou art in a perilous state, shepherd.
Not a whit, Touchstone. Those are of good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior in the country is most mockable at court.
Wilt thou rest down? Oh, God help thee, shallow man!
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man's hate, envy no man's happiness, am glad of other men's good content with my own, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
That
is another simple sin in you, to bring the ewes and the rams together, and to offer to make your living via the copulation of cattle. If thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself will have no shepherd. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth, being mounted on the wind through all the world, bears Rosalind.
I'll ride you so! 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours together. It is the right but a woman's right to market. For a taste. If a heart do lack a hide, let him seek out Rosaline. If the cat shall after guide, so be sure you Rosaline. This is a very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool. I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Peace. Here comes my sister. Reading. Stand aside.
Will I, Rosalind, write, teaching all that read to know the quintessence of every sprite. Heaven would, in little show, heaven would, that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die.
Oh, most gentle comforter, what tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people.
How now? Back, friends. Go on, we'll go with him.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honorable retreat. If not with bag and baggage, then with scrip and scrippage. Maybe Rosaline.
Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh, yes, I heard them all, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
That's no matter. The feet might bear the verses.
Aye, the feet were lame and could not bear themselves outside the verse.
But didst thou hear, without wondering, how thy name shouldst be hanged and carved upon these trees?
Trow you, who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain you once wore about his neck?
Change your colour? Oh, pretty, tell me who it is.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful and most wonderful. After all that out of hope.
I prithee, tell me who it is quickly and speak of me. I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth that I might bring thy tidings.
So that you may put a man in your belly.
Oh, easy of words making. What manner of man is his head? Worth a hat or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Let me stay. The growth of his beard is down blaming on the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that hath trimmed up the rascal's heels and your heart broken.
Orlando. What said he when thou sawest him? How looked he? Wherein went he? Did he ask me? Where remains he? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me gargantuan's mouth first. 'Tis a word too great of any mouth of this age of size to say aye and no to these particulars.
But doth he know that I'm in this forest, and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
It is as easy to count atomies as it is to resolve the propositions of a lover. I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
He was vanished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
You bring me out. Soft! Comes he not here?
What is he? Slink by and note him. You don't.
I thank you for your company, but good faith I had lief have been myself alone.
And so had I, but yet for fashion's sake I thank you too for your society.
For God by you, let's meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
And pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them unfavourably.
Rosalind is your love's name.
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
You have a nimble wit. I think 'twas made of Atalanta's heels. Will you sit down with me here? And we two will rail against our mistress the world and all our misery.
I will chide no breather in the world but myself, gave to mine most faults.
Well, by my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in and you shall see him.
I will tarry with you no longer. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit, play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Well, else, groaning every minute and sighing every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
Here with this shepherdess, my sister, in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, one that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I, thank God, I am not a woman to be stuffed with so many giddy offences as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils he laid to the charge of women?
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts this forest that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind in their barks, forsooth deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaped.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and the reason why lovers are not punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary, yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Have you ever cured any so?
But, and in this night, he was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a prudish youth, be effeminate, changeable, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles. Oh, but now, like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, then weep on him, and spit it that I drew my suitor from his mad humor of love.
I would not be cured, you.
I would cure you if you would go to my coat, or if you would woo me and go with my coat. Go with me too, and I'll show it you. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will you go?
Okay, good Audrey. I will fetch up your guns, Audrey! And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Your features, Lord Warrington, what features?
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child. Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No! Truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry, and what they swear in poetry may be said as lovers. They do feign.
Do you wish that the gods had made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
You do not have me honest.
No, truly, unless thou wert hard favored, for coupling honesty to beauty were to have honey and sauce to sugar.
Well, I am not fair, therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut would have put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut. No, I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be to the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But, be that as it may be, I will marry thee.
Oh, the gods give us joy.
Amen. Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we must live in bawdry.
Prithee, but yet have the grace enough to consider that tears do not become a man.
Have I not cause to weep, think you?
As good cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
But why did he swear that he would come this morning, and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
Do you think so?
Yes, I think he is not a take purse, not a horse stealer, but for his very dear love. He is as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love.
The oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. Both are the confirmer of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest upon the Duke your father.
I met the Duke yesterday. Had much question with him. He asked me of what parentage I was, and I said, of as good as he. So he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He speaks brave words, writes brave verses, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Look who comes here.
Mistress and master, you have oft inquired after the shepherd who complained of love, praising the proud disdainful shepherdess who was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
If you would see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn and proud disdain.
Oh, come, let us remove. Bring us where they are, and you may well say I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Do not scorn me! Do not be me say you love me not, but do not so in bitterness! The common executioner first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in mine eye, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now show me the wound mine eye hath made in thee. But now, mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not, nor am I sure there is no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Dear Phoebe, if ever, and that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheat the power of fancies, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love keen arrows make.
Oh, but till that time, come not thou near me. And when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks. Pity me not, as till that time, I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you, who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? Must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why do you look on me? On my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes to you, foolish shepherd. Why do you follow her like foggy self, puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. It is not her glass, but you that flatters her. But mistress, I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer.
Sweet youth, I pray you chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
You fall in love with her foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. Why do you look on me?
For no ill will I
Thank you. Do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Come, sister, will you go? Shepherd, ply her hard, huh? Shepherdess, look on him. Better, come. Look on him. Come, to our floor.
Dead shepherd, for now I find I saw a might. Whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Dear Phoebe, pity me!
Thou hast my love, is not that neighborly?
I would have you!
Why thou were covetedness? Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
She hath bought the cottage and the bounty old Carlot once was master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what care I for words? I shall write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Sylvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart!
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my hand and in my heart. Go with me, Sylvius.
Well,
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind. My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come, woo me, for now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you were better to speak first, and after, when you were gravelled for lack of manner, you might take occasion to kiss.
And how if the kiss be denied?
Why, then she puts you to entreaty, and thus begins new matter.
Who could be out being before his beloved mistress?
Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some pleasure to say you are, for then I would be speaking of her.
Well, in her person, I say, I will not have you.
In mine own person I die.
Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming-on disposition, and ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith will thing. Come, sister, you must be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What say you, sister?
I pray thee, marry us.
I cannot say the word.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
When?
Why no, as fast as you can marry us.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
And how long would you have her after you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever.
Oh, will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will here be with thee again.
By my troth and in good earnest, if you do break 1 jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, and the most unworthy of her that you call Rosalind. Therefore, beware my censure and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love break. We must have your doublet in her that's plugged over your head and show the world what the bad has done to her own neck.
Oh, Cuz, my pretty little Cuz, thou didst know how many fathoms deep I am in love. My affection has an unknown bottom.
Or rather, bottomless, that as fast as you pour affection in, it runs out.
I'll tell thee, Aliena, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he comes.
And I'll sleep.
Not seen him since? Sir, this cannot be. Find out thy brother wheresoe'er he is. Bring him, dead or living, within this 12 months. Thy lands and all things that thou dost call thine, worth seizure do we seize unto our hands, till thou canst quit thee by thy brother's mark.
I would thou knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More than thou will push him out of doors. Do this expediently.
How say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock, and here, much Orlando?
I warrant you with pure love and troubled brain, he hath ta'en his bow and arrow and is gone forth to sleep. Oh, look who comes here.
My errand is to you, fair youth, my dear Phoebe, and bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess it bears an angry tenor. Beg pardon, Brian, but as a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. Her love is not the heart that I do hunt. What right she this to me? Well, shepherd, this is a letter of your own devising.
No, I protest Phoebe did not.
Come, you are a fool. This is a man's invention and his hand.
Sure, it is her.
Why, to the boisterous and the cruel style. Then, in their countenance, will you hear the letter?
So it please you, for I never heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelties.
She's Phoebe's meat. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turn that a maiden's heart hath burnt? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
Why, thy Godhead set apart, warst thou with a woman's heart? Had you ever heard such railing? Whilst the eye of man did wound that could do no vengeance to me, meaning me a beast?
Call you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd.
What, do you pity? No, he deserves no pity. Will you love such a woman? Well, go your ways to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake.
Oh.
And say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee, and if she will not, I will never have her.
Good morrow, there once, I pray you, if you know where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheep coach fenced about with olive trees.
Down in the neighbour bottom by the murmuring field, but at this hour the house does keep itself, there is none within.
Are not you the owner of the house of which I did inquire?
It is no boast being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind, he sends this bloody nap.
I am? What are we to understand by this?
Something of my shame. If you would know of me, what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last young Orlando parted from you, he made a promise to return again within an hour, and, pacing through the forest, he threw his eye aside, and mark, what object did present itself under an old oak. A wretched, ragged man, overgrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. Under which bushy shade, a lioness, udders all drawn dry, lay crouching, head on ground, with cat-like watch, waiting to see whether the man should stir. This seen, Orlando did approach the man and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
To Orlando, did he leave him there, food to the suckling hungry lioness?
Twice he purposed so, but kindness, nobler ever than revenge, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from my slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother?
Wast you he rescued?
Wast you that so oft contrived to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you the thing I was, as my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing that I am.
To the bloody napkin!
By and by, from first to last, betwixt us two, tears our countenance kindly bathed, as how I came into this desert place. Brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh entertainment and array. Instantly led me to his cave, there stripped himself, and here, upon his arm, the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And here he fainted, and in fainting cried upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up his wound, and, after some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me here, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin dyed in his blood, unto that shipward sport that he doth call his Rosalind. Many will swoon they look on blood.
There is more in it, cousin Ganymede.
He recovers.
I would I were at home.
We'll lead you thither, so take him by the arm.
You could cheer youth. You a man. You were like a man's heart.
Do so. Asra, a body would say that this was well counterfeited. I pray you tell your brother how well I counterfeited.
This is no counterfeit. There is too great testimony in his complexion. Well, then take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
So I do, but I should have been a woman by right.
You look paler and paler. Pray you, draw homewards. Sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer back how you answer my brother, Rosalind.
I'll devise something, but I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Go with us.
Patience, good Audrey. We will find a time, Audrey. But Audrey, there is a youth in the forest lays claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in all the world. Oh, here comes the man you mean.
It is meat and drink to me to see a clown. By my troth, we that have good wits have much to answer for.
Good evening, Audrey.
Good even, William.
And good evening to you, sir.
Good even, friend. How old art thou, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
Ah, ripe age. You was born in the forest here?
Aye, sir, I thank God.
Thank God. Art thou named William?
Ah, William, sir.
Ah, fair name, fair name. Art thou rich?
Faith, sir. So-so.
So-so is good. Very good. And yet, it is not. It is but so-so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Ah, thou sayest well. I do now recall a saying. A fool doth think he is wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. Do you love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hat. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have. For it is a figure in rhetoric that drink, being poured from a cup into a glass, by filling the one, doth empty the other. Now, for all your writers do contend that Ipsy is he. Now, you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
Thee, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, depart, which is in the vulgar. Leave the society. I will deal in poison with thee, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore, you clown, tremble and depart.
You good, William.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come, away, away.
Trip, Audrey, Audrey, I attend!
It's possible that I'm so little acquaintance you should like her that, but see, you should love her and loving woo.
Question not the giddiness of it, my small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, but say with me that I love Aliena. Consent that we might enjoy each other, for it shall be all to your good, for my father's land and all his revenue I will estate upon you, and here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Now go you and prepare Aliena. For look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Oh, Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
It is my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Nay, there was never anything so sudden. For your brother and my sister no sooner met, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. They are in the very wrath of love, and they will together. Clubs cannot part.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will bid the Duke to the nuptial. But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. By so much the more tomorrow shall I be at the height of heart heaviness.
But then tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind.
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, tomorrow when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her. It is not impossible to me, if it seem not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow.
Speak so in sober meaning.
By my life I do. For if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Oh, look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I writ to you.
It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him. Love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for
And
Rosalind.
I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for
And
Rosalind.
I for no woman.
It is to be all made of passion, all made of fantasies, and all made of wishes, and so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for
And
Ganymede.
so am I for Rosalind.
I for no woman.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, why wouldn't you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Why do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
I don't know why
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Peace! No more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. Tomorrow, meet me all together. I will marry you. If ever I marry woman, and you will be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy man, and you will be married tomorrow. I will content you, if what pleases you contents you, and you will be married tomorrow. So, fare you well.
Shall not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, the boy can do all this that he hath promised?
Oh, I neither do believe, nor do not, as those that fear they hope, and know they fear.
Patience once more was our compact urge. You say that if I bring your Rosalind, that you'll bestow her on Orlando here.
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
And you say that you'll have her when I bring her.
That would I were I of all kingdoms king.
You say that you will marry me if I be willing.
That will I, should I die the hour after.
If you do not, you will give yourself to this most faithful shepherd. That was the bargain. You say that you'll have Phoebe if she will.
Well, to have her and death were both one thing.
Then from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favour.
My lord, when first I ever saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But, my good lord, this boy is poorest born.
Harry, soon another flood to it, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here are a pair of very strange beasts, which in all tongues are called fools.
Greetings and salutations to you all.
Good, my lord, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I met so oft in the forest. He has been a courtier, he swears.
If there be any man that doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trod a measure. I have flattered a lady. I've been politic with my friend, and like to have fought one.
How was that taken up?
I press in here, sir, amongst the rest of the country copulatives, to swear and forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks, a poor virgin, sir. An ill-favored thing, sir, but mine own.
Is he not a rare fellow, my lord? He's as good as anything and yet a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
Wedding is great, Ludo's crown, oh blessed bond of gold and bed. 'Tis Hymen peoples every town, I will not grant thee honor red. Honor, high honor and renown.
Then is there mirth in heaven, when earthly things made even atone together. Good Duke, take thy daughter. Hymen from heaven hath brought her, yea, brought her hither, that thou mayest join his hand with his, whose heart in his bosom is.
If there be truth inside you are my daughter,
If there be truth inside you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then my love unto you.
I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
oh, my dear niece, welcome thou art to me. Even daughter welcome in no less degree.
I'll not eat my word, now thou art mine. Thy faith, my fancy to thee doth combine.
I am the second son of old Sir Roland that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick, hearing how that every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, purposed to take his brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, where, meeting with an old religious man after some question with him, was converted, both from his enterprise and from the world, his crown bequeathed to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to him again, that were with him exiled.
Welcome, young man. Thou offerest fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one, his lands withheld, and to the other, the land itself at large, a potent dukedom. Play music, you brides and bridegrooms all, with measure heaped in joy till the measures fall.
Sir, by your patience, if I heard you rightly, the Duke has put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court.
He hath.
To him will I! Out of these connuities there's much matter to be heard and learned. So, to your pleasures, I am not one for dancing measure.
Proceed, proceed. We'll begin these rites, and we do trust they'll end in true delights.